What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we hop in this video, I want to say if you guys haven't checked out my video I posted yesterday on my pet peeve number 2, I need you guys to go check that out. Like always, I need you to like, comment, subscribe to my channel so you can see more content from yours truly. Now let's get into this video. Alright, you guys, this video is going to be about a fake friend that I dealt with in middle school. Now, I know we've all, we can all relate to this. We've all had at least somebody who claimed to be our friend, but, you know, really truly wasn't our friend, and you would just find certain things out about them all the time. Yeah, this is kind of one of these type of situations. So with further ado, let's just get into this, guys. All right, you guys, this kind of takes place in middle school. I met this a particular individual, and we're gonna call him JC. Now, JC, we kind of like, we're almost like the same person. Like, I met him in middle school, 6th grade. Like, honestly, and to come to like think of it, like I kind of have bad memories sometimes. Like, and it's been a minute, you know, it's middle school, 6th grade, so of course I'm not going to, you know, remember. I don't even remember like how we really met. I think I want to honestly say, yeah, we did. We had a class together and we sat like, it was like, you know how it's like 3 to a table. So that's kind of how we met. Just like joking and cracking up in class and like being like extra and over the top. As you guys know how I kind of was in middle school. I made a video about that. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, like we just kind of were like almost the same person. So it was like we just kind of connected right away and started to like bond right away, or so I thought, you know. And like, you know, it was cool. Like I would go over his house. We would just kick it all the time. We would text, we would talk on the phone for hours, like after school, on the weekends. Like we were cool. Like I thought we were super, super cool. But it was like little red flags and little things that, like, I always, like me being an idiot, I kind of don't like pay attention to the red flags, or I just try to overlook them, because it's like, you know, it's middle school, you know, you don't know anybody, you're trying to get to know people and really just try to open up and be yourself. So I didn't pay attention to any of the red flags. But like, he would, like, if I would, like, for example, I remember this one time we were on the phone talking, and we were just talking like, you know, what do we want to do in life and what do we want to do like when we get older. And at the time I wanted to be a chef. I don't know, but I told him, I was like, yeah, like I want to be a chef, like I want to cook for people, like you guys get the point of what a chef does, you know. And he literally was like, just flat out, I literally remember this like it was yesterday, he was like, he was just laughing. He was like, he said, you're never gonna be a chef, you're never gonna be a cook, like you don't know how to cook, like you're just downing it, like just putting my dream down of being a chef, you know. Now it's obviously changed, I don't want to be a chef, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just off of that, I should have known, like, okay, maybe he's not, you know, as honest and you know, wanting to get to know me as much as I'm wanting to know him, you know what I'm saying? Like, just little stuff like that, like, and kind of like, you know, so that happened, and you know, it was still like, okay, I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna brush it off, keep it moving, whatever. You know, if something comes up again, like I will, you know, obviously address something, you know, or say something. But nothing like really happened that he did like out, you know, to where I could notice, or to where, you know, it would be noticeable. He would do stuff like behind my back. Like there was this group of, you know, a few females that he would run with, or that he would talk to, and they would, you know, what was so messy, they would come and tell me like things that he would say about me, or just little comments that he would make about me, or just say like little stuff about me when I just wasn't around. And it just, like, for me, if I didn't hear it, I'm not going to believe it. But some of the things that they were telling me or coming back and letting me know were things that I definitely only told him, because like I said, I didn't really, wasn't getting to know that many people other than him in middle school. So anything that was coming back to me and being related back to me, it was only stuff that I knew that he had only knew. So it was just like little grimy shit like that. Like, it just made no sense. Like, at the same time, like, he like loved me or whatever, betrayed to like me and be like a friend, but at the same time he like hated me. So it was kind of like a frenemies thing on his end, because honestly, like I always want to keep it honest and open and real with you guys, but I would tell you guys, like, if it was me or if I did some shady things or if I was being like shady towards him. And no, that just it wasn't the case. And this is like, I'm over it now. Like, you know, obviously we've went to high school together, and I was on the step team and he was the step team like leader, so that's a whole nother story. But yeah, like, so obviously I'm like over this. This is just a story I want to share with you guys, because, you know, we've all dealt with like a fake friend. So it was just little like stuff like that that he would do. I remember a couple times we almost ended up fighting. We almost, you know, we were gonna fight a couple times. I want to say like, because this didn't stop in middle school. This didn't stop in 6th grade, you guys. This probably went on from 6th, 7th, and a little bit of 8th grade. So me and him just, it took a turn for the left, for the worst, but it didn't have to. It turned because, you know, you were a fake friend. Like, you would bash me and talk about me, but at the same time you would call me as soon as you got home. Questions that need answers, like that's what I never got about JC. I never got that about him. Like, you would talk about me, people would come and literally tell me, people that I know that you know were cool with at that time or really associated with, and they would tell me things that you would say, like, and you would still call me like the next day, like, type, you know, for an example. Like, it just didn't make any sense. I never, like, till this day, I never really understood, like, you know, why you were like that. Like, me, for example, if I first got to know him and I already like was catching, if this is me putting myself in his shoes, if I, you know, was getting to know someone and I didn't particularly like them, or I wanted to talk about them or whatever, you know, the case may be, I'm not gonna get close to you like that. Like, we were cool. That's what I'm saying, you guys. Like, we were, oh, I got a burp. Excuse me. But like I was saying, like, I don't get it. I don't get the whole befriending somebody and then you really not, you know, liking them, or you really not vibing with them and you talking about them. I just never understood that. You know, maybe it was the people around him that influenced him. Maybe he was easily influenced, you know, to talk about me, or whatever the case may be. I never really got the whole gist of that. Like, I don't understand. It's so weird. And even like in high school, like, there was no issues, like, you know, he went his own separate way, I went my own separate way. We just never really crossed paths, other than, you know, me being on the step team and him being the step team lead. And even then, it just wasn't like, we had no issues, obviously, because I was there to step, you know, I was there to, you know, learn my steps, do what I gotta do, and go home, you know. And it wasn't like really awkward with that or anything like that. But it just like, even like on the set, I would look at him and I would be like, you know, we used to be just so cool. Like, we were just, and I know like people grow apart, obviously that's life, you know, and you go your separate ways, you get into other things, you start to do other stuff, you know, the other person starts to do other stuff, you hang out with, you know, 2 totally different groups of people. So I get it, you know, but it's just like, it's just crazy to look back and be like, you know, I thought we were just so cool. And we were at one point. Like, it wasn't bad at first in middle school. Like, he wasn't, or he could have been dogging me out the whole time we were getting to know each other, but I didn't start to find out stuff until like later on. I know I'm jumping back from like high school to middle school, but I'm sorry, you guys. Bear with me, you know. But like, it's just, it's just weird every time I see him. It's just like, you know, we were just so cool, and like, where did it change? Like, you know, if you hated me, or if you genuinely didn't want to get to know me, there was no need to, I feel there was no need to befriend me. Like, did you love me or did you hate me? Like, that's kind of how it was with JC. That's kind of what I've like come to the conclusion of, or, you know, try to gather in my head and make some sense of it, that it's like, you like love me but you hate me at the same time. And like, I've looked up stuff like that. Like, people, it's like a love-hate. Like, they like love you but they hate you at the same time. Like, it's just weird. It's just strange to me, because it's like, I wouldn't do that, but like I said, everybody is different, you guys. Like, everybody is, you know, handles things different, no matter how weird or odd it may seem. Like, people are just different. Like I'm personally not gonna do that. But then again, I'm not a fake friend, so I don't know how that works. But like he would just, say little things about me and it would come back to me. We obviously have gotten into it through text message and, we've, through subs and, disses at each other, on social media. This is like when we were younger, like, everybody like had Twitter beef or Facebook beef or whatever, the case may be. But we've definitely had our rough patches. We definitely have went at each other's throats, and it's just weird. Like even everybody knew like me and him did not get along. Everybody knew we had beef, like that we were friends at one point, and then now we were like enemies. That's kind of how it was. Everybody like would be like, they just knew like we were. I guess like it's corny to say, but we were like sworn enemies like in middle school. So no, people knew like we did not vibe with each other anymore. We did not fuck with each other, like. And I just don't, at times I would be like, why are we even getting into it? Like, I'm so confused. Like, but you're about to hear this mouth, honey, okay? But you're about to hear what I got to say. But I'm just oddly confused because we were just friends a week ago. Like, looking back, it's weird. I'll never understand it with JC. Like, I just will never understand that about him. It's just weird. Like, it really was like a love-hate. Like, he loved me, but at the same time, he hated me. Like, I never, obviously, I said things about him after we got into it, but I've never, like, from jump, I didn't bash him. I genuinely was trying to get to know this boy and genuinely trying to be his, like, friend, like, and that just wasn't the case with him. I guess he had other intentions. He had other plans other than, getting to know me and getting to know the real me. He wanted to talk about me and bash me and still call me, the next day asking me, do I want to come over and hang out? Like, it was literally, you guys, like that. Like, weird. Like, and looking back at it, I should have, like, cut it off. Like, I shouldn't have even, like, entertained it. But, like, I thought maybe, me thinking crazy and, trying to be optimistic all the time. I was thinking, like, maybe this is just how he is. Maybe this is how he treats his friends. Like, as crazy as that may sound, or as crazy as that may seem, I didn't cut him off right away, but I definitely should have. I definitely let a lot of things slide with JC that I shouldn't have let slide. But it's like, you live and you learn. Definitely now, I can spot a fake friend. I can spot someone who just doesn't give good vibes, or who just doesn't, I just don't need to be around, and they don't need to be around me. Like, but it's just crazy how, like, in middle school, you meet people, and you might meet a certain individual, and you think like, oh, this is gonna be my rider. Like, we are going to be BFFs for life. Friendship bracelets, all that good stuff. But sometimes it's not like that, you guys. Sometimes, people, like I said, like I always try to say in some of my videos, people come in to your life, for a lesson or a blessing. And that was like a lesson for me. Definitely, that was another one that I could say was a lesson, because it just showed me how people can really portray to be something that they're not, and really put on this front like they really rock with you, when it's not the case behind the scenes. Like, so many people would come up and tell me. That's the thing. I guess he thought that, like, he was being sneaky, but so many people would come up and tell me, like, he said this about you and this about you, and, he's talking about you now, and he's saying that, whatever the case, like, it was constant. Like, it made no sense. Like, he wasn't, I guess he tried to be sneaky about it, but like, people would just come up and tell me, and it was a lot. It was a lot of, petty high school and middle school drama. Like, it was just stupid, but it just really did teach me a lesson. Like, you're gonna come across some fake people, and people are really gonna come across as, to be a friend, and you're getting to know them, but it's just not like that. They're there for a reason. It's not always like a good intention at all. But yeah, like, I honestly now, like, we're both older. We don't speak, we don't talk. I don't see him. He doesn't see me. Like, but there's like no hate in my heart. Like, as much as petty stuff that happened, and as much as, you would think that I would have like hate in my heart for him, I don't. I wish him the best. It just is what it is. Sometimes, like, not everybody's meant to go with you on this ride and journey and go through life, and you're gonna fall out with people, and it's just life. Like, it is what it is. It happened. But it definitely taught me a lesson. It definitely showed me like people can really come into your life, and it can either be, like I said, a lesson or a blessing. And it's up to you to decide, and it's up to you to really see like, are they a lesson or are they a blessing? Like, it's all up to you to decide. But yeah, I'm just gonna end this video, you guys. Like always, I need you to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and oh yeah, comment down below if you like any fake friends experience that you've had or that you've dealt with, because I'm sure we've all dealt with them. But yeah, you guys, I will see you guys later.